Jiu-Jitsu, for people who don't know, it's so fucking technical. There's so many techniques. I mean, it's truly amazing when you stop and consider the positions, the amount of different possibilities each position holds, and then different ways to submit people and how they all flow together. If you've never done it before, it's hard to kind of understand it. And I know that's one of the things that I take a lot of time on when it comes to a ground battle in the UFC. I always make sure I try to explain what a guy's trying to do, where it becomes a problem, where he's going to. And people get a chance to see it more that way. But unless you train yourself, you'll never really truly understand the beauty of it. If you train yourself, you'll get a sense of what it's like to struggle to actually catch a guy in a position. Then you'll understand how amazing it is when you see like really, really high level stuff. When you see a mad scramble like Kron Gracie and Gary Tonin and Gary taking Kron's back in that wild scramble.
Yeah.
You know, they kept rolling, then bam, locks up the body triangle. Like, fuck.
Yeah. It's an art that anybody can do. Children, old ladies, they all do it. It's really, really easy. I'm not trying to sell it to obviously I want to make money, but it's the truth. The truth is anybody can learn it. All you have to do is just show up to your local jiu-jitsu school and just watch. Just go and just watch for a couple times. It's free. You don't have to commit to it. Just tell the guy you want to watch and you realize, oh my God, I had it all wrong. You know, you expect that you're going to show up and there's going to be all these fucking douchebags killing each other and bleeding on each other. And you realize it's a bunch of nerds. It's a bunch of computer nerds. And after you watch one class, you should be sold on it. And you don't have to roll and do, people are scared of rolling and, oh, what if he taps me out and hurts me? It's so rare that anybody gets hurt, really. It's so rare.
You usually get hurt more from positions than you do from submissions.
Yeah.
You get hurt more when your leg gets tripped onto you. But, as you get better at it, that becomes less and less. And if you're in a good school like 10th Planet or like, there's so many good schools in LA and we get spoiled. But most places have to be good in order to stay open in this day and age because there's so much competition. There's amazing amounts of competition.
Yeah.
From jiu-jitsu.
Our beginning classes we kind of changed them up a little. Over the years, I realized that most people are a lot more scared of going to a jiu-jitsu class and checking it out and taking one class than I thought. They're way more scared than I thought. So I understand that. I used to think that, if you should know that it's a safe sport and you should know if you want to do it or not. And if you're not totally into it, I don't want to talk you into it. You should just know. And then that leaves me with a small percentage of the population, which I consider, you're my family. But in reality, if I change my beginner classes and make them cater more to the guys that want to do it, but they're just scared to death. They're scared to death of signing a contract. They're scared to death of getting hurt. They're coming into jiu-jitsu scared. So you got to really think about just walking them through it nice and slowly, showing them that there's nothing to be scared of. This is a beautiful thing that everyone can learn. You can learn to get really good at putting people to sleep in 6 months.
Another thing is don't be afraid to tap. That's another thing that I make sure I really tell people. It's nothing wrong with tapping. It's not that bad. Just go in there and tap. It's you got to think about it like someone scoring a point on you in basketball. It's going to happen. It's totally normal.
Yeah.
And once you get past that, especially if you're training with good people, you tap them, they tap you. Doesn't matter. It's good for you. Yeah. And if you can't tap a guy, but he can tap you, guess what? That's good for you too. It's good for you to know that someone can tap you. You need to up your game and up your skill level to get to the point where he's at. But just because he taps you, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter. People tap people all the time.
That's one of the biggest reasons people are afraid to come in. They're afraid to lose this game of death because really that's why jiu-jitsu is so fascinating and such a beautiful thing because really it applies to life on the streets, saving your family, protecting your children, protecting your wife protecting your children, and back and forth, your children knowing jiu-jitsu and protecting their father and son. A whole family where everyone does jiu-jitsu, that increases your chances of survival in like some apocalyptic era or whatever.
Well, either way, it's a great way to exercise. It's a great discipline. Yeah. It's great for your body. It's great for your mind. Like after we leave jiu-jitsu class, tell me, when are we more like loose, relaxed, and silly than after jiu-jitsu meals?
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, we've
In
had
the
some
parking lot, baby.
hilarious after jiu-jitsu conversations where everybody's exhausted. You've been fighting for your life for the past hour and a half,
Yeah.
and we're all just hanging out, chilling, and tried to kill each other just an hour
Yeah.
before.
It's like a virtual reality video game.
Exactly. And you get used to that. It becomes a normal thing. For folks where it's not a normal thing, it seems daunting, it seems terrifying, it seems uninviting. But believe me, I know a lot of, like you said, nerds, and it's a lot of nice people in jiu-jitsu too. People who have a good control of their ego. We've talked about that on this podcast many times, but I think it needs repeating. It's
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many tweets, emails, messages, how many I get. I listen to you guys talk about jiu-jitsu on the podcast over and over, and then I finally went to a school and I tried it, and guess what? You were right. This is amazing. This is changing my life. My son's doing it now too. And that is the most likely outcome if you give it a shot and you have an open mind and leave your ego at the door, is it's going to change your life for the better.
It's going to give you, without a doubt, it's going to be one of the best vehicles for developing your confidence that you can ever find. It will change your confidence. And that's women, including women. You know, like think about women that you know that have gone to your schools, gone to different jiu-jitsu classes and gotten better at it, and then they become like a more relaxed person. They become a different person.